All right, welcome everyone again. Good to see everyone for another Spark Founders Talk. Today we have Lori Saitz. Saitz.
You had it right the
I
first
got that
time.
right. Just an amazing. She's been in an entrepreneur, so many different industries, and really just built up a life of just making it happen, really. And we're glad to have her, and she's going to tell her story. And feel free to ask questions. And with that, Lori, over to you.
Thanks so much, Adam. It's been a long and meandering journey for me to get to where I am today. My entrepreneurial story starts probably when I was a child. My dad always had a business on the side. He had a job and then he had something else that he was doing on the side to earn money, extra money. And I grew up seeing this. So after actually the way that I decided to start my own business was I had been working for various companies, and when I moved to South Florida, it was really difficult for me to find a job. So I decided, okay, maybe I can do something on my own and make it work. So I had a family recipe for these cookies, and decided, okay, I'm going to turn this into a business.
Laurie, sorry to cut you short. I would appreciate if you maybe pause after a few minutes so that I can interpret, because I've got a number of people who
sure.
might not speak English. So
Okay.
maybe let me just do some interpretation.
Yeah, sure.
Where my ideas are. I don't know recipe or ningalanda in other words, okwishyira omwa kupangira cookies biscuit. So if you are sending idea area nokupanga business. Mule kusatwaliza nzile profiliati, ero plan passion to atali umbe ma companies ayi ndipo tala business. So apene kya lero ndolo pia tali kwete idea. So pale panga ma biscuit mu family yati akale. So if you are not basing the idea number atatampile for business. People tala understand. Okay, you can proceed.
Yep. My idea was I didn't want to just sell another product, another cookie, just in the marketplace like everyone else was doing. I wanted to do something different. So my idea was to make this a product that business people could use as a way to say thank you to their clients.
Kale paka kupanga mabiscuit ayasembo kwati aya mabiscuit musashita alifa ya mabiscuit apangire eyo abantu companies banga bashika kuri yena batukurapera kuma customers babo hija like thank you mwakura hivi then mukatenge ko hivi. Then proceed.
Yeah. And so then I decided that I was going to make gift packages for businesses so that they could send them to their clients or to people who sent them referrals or to anyone who supported their success and they wanted to show their appreciation and their gratitude for them. And that's how the name of the cookie, the name of the product came to be known as the gratitude cookie.
Apangire alisabira apanga kuma biscuit atulonga so that abantu kuti atumisha kuma customers babo obalama baletera business so ngabalonga ma biscuit twale bamutuma package. So each na biscuit they say you issue the gratitude is more like thank you. In other words, we can proceed.
Yep. When I started this business, I was making the cookies. Every Monday, I rented space in a church kitchen and would go in and make the cookies, roll them out, bake them, put them in their packages, did everything by myself. And then I got to a point where I was able to hire one person to help me.
Effe batambire figa dene business yambo kukula kuba aisha kuonchunga umo mama ipo twaliranda yesterday a business kuti katamba kano kwasikia mwanshi kukakuleka be wakati lero isino kutina ya 10 years. We can proceed.
Then I got to a point where I could buy a small machine that helped automate the process a little bit, and eventually to a point where I needed to hire someone outside of so that they could make the cookies and I could focus on marketing the business and running the business instead of actually making the cookies.
Okay, Yolanda. There is something in the business. If you are below kuna paisa sitaka machine. Ero zikia kwa business, aisa ngisa muntu wanchi. Wakula panga ma business kwa machine. Tena ambo kupoza manu kushishi, kushtisha marketing, wakula for business. We can proceed. By the end of the day, you'll be able to speak our language.
Yes. I look forward to that. The first person, it took me a long time to find the right, I called this, what I was looking for was a baking partner, somebody that I could contract out the baking to. And it took me a very long time to find the right fit, the person who was not too big, had the ability to do what I needed him to do. So I finally found that person through a referral. Somebody I knew said, hey, you should talk to this person. And that's how I found the first baker.
Ewanga kumbana kubino kubino mwachamu kukasilanga pali kukotenda kama key resource pali la business kana basi kutenda kwa kama key resource lakini mpana ndo rapata kama machine kusanga muntu unga kwanisha bino bino efyanga chita kimo for example kwa panga na sausage kwa panga sapato itali mkisafika wewe mambo ya sana machine shoemaking machine and things like that. Then what I share abantu, kuno masambo muntu mure umfwana kuno pakumunga not good for example like politics. We can proceed.
Yeah. When I found this person, I was now at the point where we needed to automate even more. So I invested a lot of money in a bigger machine and had it installed at the place where this baking company was going to do the baking. And of course, they had to test and make sure that things were running properly before we could sell them to customers. And the holidays were coming. That was the busiest time. And I was looking forward to having them do the baking. And unfortunately, after he ran the first batch of cookies, I called to see how everything was going. And I was told that he had been killed in a car accident.
Hey, Mongo Kalanda, you to run the local Lambola window, I said to my phone, Shokumo wants your ship. It's a sign of hope. Dr. Opportunity, I'm come on to the daddy. That was sad, huh?
Yeah. So that was a shock. And now what was going to happen to my business? What was going to happen to the orders that I had for the holidays? And fortunately, his team was still able to do all the baking and still get the orders out to the clients. So the clients didn't know anything. And we were able to proceed. But he and I had never signed a contract. So go ahead.
Okay. Mwayikuthela siwalelanda yesterday paliyasema partnership twalilandile kuta ma contract then alilondolwa tintu afilo ulundu pali abantu bali mbala wama guys bali kwanisha ukubomba bwino but problem yalipo tabakwete contract pali agreement abawumfuene twakola bomba so mwayikuthela pali siwalelanda kwete pali partnership then don't feel yes you can proceed.
Yeah. We were able to, the people who were continuing to run the business, we came to an agreement, but it was at a much higher price than what he and I had agreed to verbally.
Yes.
So lesson here, never start working with someone before you actually have a signed contract.
Thank you. Mwangu vyalanda. Ilintu la mtu afiliyo. Bali kwete, bali umfelisha paka nini? Hapa gamba kusinza kwa. Lakini kwa muleta. So lo muntu afwa. Bala bayisipo bala nomba bambo kwa mfano mitengo. Ile mitengo nomba bila badifo PMPH. Peke ya landa number 1. Mtu kwa ngomba no muntu, atakuwa iteka mwa mfano contract. Ndio hiyo mwalimu mfano. We can proceed.
Okay. And the other lesson there is that life will go on. Tragic things can happen and you can continue on. Even though I didn't know how I was going to do it, I knew there had to be a way and I would figure it out. And so I did work with them. I went on to have 2 more baking partners, different baking partners. Survived.
Yala bako pintu kila chitika batinga kya chitika tetuleka hivi hizo tosta bogo ni contents before I start. Okay, we can proceed.
Yeah. Where else to go with this? Yeah, so the other important thing about that time and in running that business and any of my businesses is I had to ask my my peers, other people in my other entrepreneurs, I had to talk to them about how do I overcome this and get support from other people around me.
So look about the problems and problems. Ali am with some banana. Now, for the business, guys, we have got what problem one somewhere. Pandemic or mano. Problem. We can proceed.
That's a wonderful thing about this program. Gives you all support of each other when it's difficult to be an entrepreneur sometimes. Yeah. Did you see Courtney's message? Okay. After 11 years, the business was as big as I could make it. And it wasn't as successful as I had hoped it would be. But I also had to decide, I didn't know how to make it. I didn't know how to build it and scale it the way that I really wanted to. And so I ended up closing it because I couldn't figure it out at that time.
Okay. That's sad.
Yeah. So but I was always going to be an entrepreneur. So I went to do something different and I was consulting.
Okay, just a question for me.
Yeah.
From the challenges you were having, where like you couldn't think of how to scale your business or expand. Did you ever think of having a partner, bringing new people into the business, because maybe to bring in a different skill set or things like that?
Yeah, I didn't have the funds to do it. I didn't have the money to be able to pay somebody to come in and work with me.
No, I was referring to like a partner.
Yeah. I didn't look for that. I didn't think to look for that. It was a very labor intensive business, so it wasn't very profitable. Yeah, it was, it was a great business. All of my clients loved what I did for them. And I had a very difficult time making it profitable. So after the 11 years, I just decided that I could find something else that was more profitable to do different if I did something different.
Okay. Mulekuti twachiraranda pari earlier on paja twachiraranda kuti tudeshitishate kureva vantu sana vatatulipange ndarama mamona ife alirandana kuti ife aise emwaingira bantu vaipite mwene but 11 years chapani chirechitika tashaka kuti business njisare. We can proceed. It's quite interesting. What you're actually telling us, the story you're telling us, is exactly the things that we've been going through in the today. That's most of the issues that we've been talking about. We've been talking about having the correct price, so at least we ensure that we are profitable and things like that. Yesterday we also talked about getting a partnership deed or a contract. Because I have people here who are in partners, who are in partnership and things like that. So yesterday we talked about the importance of having written and signed contracts, where look, in the event that someone dies or whether there's a dispute, how is this issue going to be sorted out and things like that. So it's quite interesting.
Yeah, it is very important because I completely trusted him, but then when he wasn't around, no one had it. It was my word against nothing. Yeah.
We can proceed.
Yeah. So the other thing I want to say about when I had to close that business, it was very difficult because my identity was very tied up in that business. That business was my baby. It was me. It was who I was. And so when I had to close it, it was like killing my child. It was terrible. But I had to learn that I am not my business. My business was a separate entity from me. And so
into business, business. It wasn't easy breaking a business because Masanga teaching you've been doing it for a long time. It becomes part of you. It's not easy to start a business and not feel carry. It's not easy. Because even for everyone, it's not easy. If you have an example, we can proceed.
Yeah. When I did close that business, one of the things that was so important to being able to move on was having a very strong network of other entrepreneurs, other people in my atmosphere to help me work through that and to support me. So my point is that while you're building your business, building your network of connections, whether it's clients or other entrepreneurs or vendors, whoever it is, pay attention and build your network, because that is going to be your most important asset. That's what you're going to have, even if you don't have your business anymore.
Adelante padi dia mu business most of us around the company key partners alamangi tubomba na bena ama suppliers ama customers you know if you are very very important pantu nangu fintu fya shupa maishona kale na bada bantu mafanga kale ama contact na ma friends una kufinga pena namkota maishona kale na abantu na company or market and things like that. Maishona kale na abantu baki. We can proceed.
Okay. So I actually went on to start another business. I was teaching other people how to build their networks, how to feel comfortable talking to people that they don't know, and how to meet new people, how to have conversations with them if it felt uncomfortable, because I was the kind of person who was a little bit shy. And so walking into an atmosphere, a room, a conference where I didn't know anybody was very uncomfortable. And I had to learn how to do that when I started that first business so that I could meet the right people.
So this is why I create a business. It's a business you have to panga mafuku za ngoma business. Aisha mbanga business ndia kufunda abantu okishwana nabantu ku network. Abantu maisha kula abantu barabeta banafuna kulanda nabantu. Waishualanda tena abantu waishwana nabo. Wasanki ati wayakubantu utababelo waishwana. Listen. Kwali babo toka tenso nisho shabu hisho. Omone so katsema defiambiro kula funda abantu kija. And we can proceed.
Yeah. Just taking a step back, Jenny had typed the question of what would I have done differently with that first business that maybe could have made it more successful. And one of the things in hindsight would have been to be more focused on one and choosing who exactly my client was. It took me a very long time to figure out who the best clients would be. And the market is never everyone.
So, apana mjeta chaandapo, ale ikata kopali la segmentation tuachanda po idia, kana uishiba, bon sabantu tetu ma customers lenoa. Tudo tuachara kama customers, okay, ine, mjini ngafena. It also helps ukushiba because ngani sara kama customers abandi. Ine mjini ngafie maybe nabapa mwamba. O ine mjini ngafena abali bonse. If you know badira kapatikia isa ni afu ali sachero kutonkanya because ena ale pangi afi abantu bonse. Kama ukishiba wino ati ine mjini ngafena i class and things like that. Okay, we can proceed.
Yeah. It's not a bad thing to experiment and talk to different audiences, different markets, and figure out which ones work and which ones don't. And not everyone is going to work, but again, it's okay to make mistakes and just pick yourself up and keep going.
That's to get off in the field. To feel it to Amona. If you want to some big woman, I'm a mistake here. So at least at the end of the day, monitor to some big woman. And put it to happen time. But I'm going to come up with the drama for this. Which I go on my partnership. And what are my questions? I'm going to put into myself to look to the balance. So who said the power of the conversation? Madam, women are married to you. We will go for we will put some biscuit and passing for an idea. Any questions? Okay, we can proceed.
Yeah. So the strategies for finding your ideal client, Courtney was asking me that. What I would recommend is paying attention to who your best clients are and looking at what characteristics do they have in common. What is something that your best clients, and your best clients could be the ones who are the most profitable and the ones who you like to work with, because it is your business. So one of the benefits of running your business is that you get to choose who you like to work with, and you don't have to work with people who don't treat you well, don't respect you, don't appreciate what you have to offer.
Yeah. So now mshana arenda ndakupata ndakona kuti katwaisha ma customers vesu. Mafeto tsanda popani example ya samopera kwa leo ma customers watu makupani bidhaa. Ena bawe pakafika kuboisha panshi. But no business is kuti na sala dawe ini sasa shikumi business mianzi. You know, tina sala type ndiko kutina dawe type. Bada kwa vile bantu wabutawa bafie. nasarata wa basobe nawe olumulamona for example muma restaurant balalemba right of admission reserved efira balanda balasala temuntu tolonso ngengiramo atokemo. I was just giving them another example. Yeah, we can proceed.
Yeah. So I was teaching the networking strategies to companies that were sending their people to conferences so that they could know how to network effectively, because not everybody just knows how to do that. People who know how to do it assume everybody knows how to do it, but it's not comfortable for everybody. But you can still learn how to do it even if it's not comfortable, just like you can still learn how to do anything that doesn't feel comfortable in the beginning.
So apale tulundu atenda pali la business aliska ya kufunda abantu pia networking wa makampani wale tunama madoki wao kusa kubafunda ifi alela ndapo fyapa sana konje kunga tolapo chakula ndapa kuntu kuti wasambiri la tisho ndecho kusambiri mule kuti twale kamba pamande na nimebele that excuse ya kwanga zinesha ku school kapali ifi ichinja angolanda zifota twaisho kuleta pali tayari tobwali tayari n'ikindi cyonse umuntu ufafure byayisho batine sinasambiriye ibintu byanyu ifye byasharira ndapasana sana kumatasho mwaiza yeah. Is it too soon to take questions?
No, let's take questions.
Okay. And then she.
Hi.
Hello.
And I want to ask about partnership. How can I discover my partner?
How can you discover your passion?
Partner.
Try different things. Whatever interests you, follow.
I think I think what she wants to ask is it's in relation to, because she's in a partnership with her friend who's also here. I think that's where the question is coming from. So I think she was just trying to see, or maybe you are able to advise on how she would know who the right partner is.
Oh, partner. Okay, partner. Yeah. I think partly is what are your strengths and what is the partner's strengths? And they should be different, because if you both have the same strengths, then you don't need both of you. You need to find someone who complements what you don't have, the strengths that you don't have, the other person has, or there are things that you like doing, the other person doesn't like doing. They like doing different things that you don't enjoy. And so you can mesh together.
For example, for example, inani kwatenda lama, na ngona kwatenda lama. Imoni kuka mwanjwa tawo, inena adishwa kuchitefi, adishwa kupaki ifi, inani kwatenda lama, kuti kwa bombera pamote, but bonse ka twaisha kwa bomba musta kwatenda lama, musta kwa rasta. So if ya deranda, nifira finya katu wamona ti, okay, inena adishnechi, yuta adishnechi, oro inena adifitemo, fisha fitemo, okay, iwo kuna chitefi, inena kuna chitefi, ya deranda.
Yeah, and then it's important to make sure that you both are on the same page, that you have the same expectations, that you both have the same ethics, that you are in agreement on how to build the business. Not that, so you don't want one person who thinks that they're working 10 hours a day is good and the other person thinks 3 hours a day is good, that's going to be a conflict. So making sure that the expectations, you set the expectations before you start.
bonse natishura ekyo telefokuchita natumfwana business ipanga nsapato noti mairo tomfola tneshitiki bero mwachinja back bonse namwishete ke telefokuchita so bonse telewombera pamwe if you are randa kwa.
And then last part of that is talking about how it will end before you get to that point. So if this happens and I want to leave, this is how we will divide the assets. In talking about it in the beginning will eliminate a lot of frustration and stress and misunderstanding at the end.
So why looks at what under for yesterday? If you don't for in an event that there's a problem, kwa filo kumfuana shikabashani ushika tundu twashita pamoja tukakana shani ili na vikiremo 10 pini wa vikiremo 1 pini so tukakana shani ama mashini yakayafisa tashitisha tukasa hivyo vitu mwamfani na tu before tamula jampa so that you know at all la usitinga baso ukichukua kwa so you want to
And again, everything in writing. Yes. Are there other, does that answer your question?
Yes.
Yeah.
Any question? You may have more partnership. Any questions? It can be very simple. Varianda padiashi yazo kuno unga maisa kuno bisa mkulanda. Kumaraisa kwa pili maraisa kwa anything ala tushika advice. Senya hapa toka wiki yangu sio kuno wote tuaisa msambili ya kuno. Okay, so her name is Noria Chanda. I was just advising and just encouraging that we should just be free. We're all here to learn. There's nothing like, we're all here to learn. So you can ask, just ask.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. So, business She says the question. She says the question is she's forgotten the question.
What is the question?
She's forgotten the question. Yeah, Okay. Maybe I'm not prioritizing. Okay, so what is her question is, if in an event that you've got limited capital, but you have a lot of things that you need to buy, how do you prioritize? How do you know what you should go for? That's what her question is.
What does the market want? What do your customers want? And the best way to find that out is to ask them.
In her event, in this situation, she sells rice. She orders in bulk, like big sacks, and then she does pre-packs into smaller packs. So, for example, there were some would be maybe a kg, the other one would be 5 kgs, maybe the other one would be 10 kgs, because they order maybe 90 to 100 kgs bags, and then they pre-pack them.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the question is coming from.
So the question is, how she doesn't know what size the customers want? What,
no, okay. I think the question was the issue of prioritizing what is important. I think that's where the question is, where you've got limited resources and then you're trying to get something. So how do I know where to place my money? I think that's her question.
What are the choices of where to put it?
Yeah.
But I'm asking what Is it in product or in marketing, or what are the choices that you have of where to put the money?
In her case, it's just product, because marketing is mainly word of mouth.
Yeah.
Because for her, for the type of business that she does, is mainly direct selling, where she'll be moving around with rice in a bucket, and then so it's mainly word of mouth and direct marketing, where she'll be selling directly to customers.
Yeah.
By the way, Chim, can you move the camera? I don't know if we can see her.
I don't know if she wants to. Does she? Okay.
Hey.
I was thinking she
How
didn't
are
want to
you?
be on camera. Hi.
Welcome. What was her name again, Chim?
Noria Chanda.
Noria, nice.
Yeah, that's amazing. Good stuff. Well, back over to you, Lori.
Yeah. I'm not 100% sure what I understand of asking where to put the money, but I'm not clear on where if you're packaging into different sizes of bags. Are you asking which size to focus on?
No, I think it's a situation where she wanted probably just some advice, and maybe I won't prioritizing what is important. Maybe in this case, should it go to marketing or should it go to products? I think that's where the issue is. So maybe she has rice, she sells the rice, and then she's got limited resources, but should she invest mainly into the product itself, or maybe into marketing to drive sales?
Yeah, it's always the priority is always going to be on sales, because that's where you are going to get the money to be able to buy more product. So sales, there's a saying that cash is king. So the more money, the more cash that you have, the more choices the more freedom you have to make different choices.
So, much understand that. So, namashaka tulisema so that abantu kabaisa mtufunda tuliranda. So at least matoto kanya kutini mwa kushaswa yaba ni conversation ile kwa point na kumchechi kwa tunapenda kwa haleluya. So na tufile ne ukono tufile na kwa kusema thank you. So you want us to introduce you? Remember that. So I don't do that. Agnes.
Hi,
Hello.
my name is Agnes.
Hi.
I'm 18. I'm not doing any business yet, but I have passion to become a business lady one day. And my question is that when you start a business, like the way you started, like your first business of baking cookies, there are always people who want to copy what you do.
Yes.
Right? Yes, copycats. And my question is, when such people come in, like to make something and then they start copying what you do, how do you get to still maintain your business to be up there despite the competition?
Always be looking for ways to make it better, innovate, and always find different ways to take one step ahead. But the other thing about it is no one else can be you. You are an important part of your business, and people are buying from you, and no one can copy that piece.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
I was going to say one other thing that I didn't talk about this piece, but gratitude and saying thank you to your customers, to your vendors, always showing appreciation is a differentiating factor that a lot of people don't consider. It's so important. So if you can be kind and appreciative of everyone in your clients, your vendors, your team, that's going to set you apart from anybody who's trying to copy you.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So just to give you a brief on the young lady, she just escorted Esther. She's just helping her take notes and other things. Yeah. But I'm sure
Good.
you might be wondering, how come we have someone who's not an entrepreneur and
Yeah, no, that's great. I can appreciate that she's learning at such a young age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can proceed.
Yeah, this has been truly amazing. And I know the folks there have been there. What time did you guys start this morning, Jim?
3 p.m., which is about 2 hours ago.
So it's incredible their tenacity to keep learning.
Yeah.
We can bring one more up, or maybe this is a good ending point. I'm looking through the notes here in the chat. So much great points.
Yeah, I have a couple of final things. If there are, I'll take more questions, but if there are, otherwise I can.
Oh, looks like you have one more.
Cool.
Great.
All
People
right.
aren't shy today, Lori. I think they can relate with your story. That's the thing.
Nice.
So her name is Sharon.
Hi,
Her name
Sharon.
is Sharon. Her name is Sharon. She has a restaurant here, so she sells everything, starting with our local meals, which is the shima, and can go with chicken, meat, or anything. So what she would wanted, because she just wanted some advice on how she can grow her business. Looking that you put some experience in selling food, since you used to sell cookies and things like that. So she just wanted some advice on how to grow her business.
Do you have a way to reach more customers, to entice more customers is one way. And another way is to sell more to the customers you already have. Can you make prepared meals that they could take home with them so that they don't have to eat in the restaurant? Can they order ahead and have you make things that they could take home or finish preparing at home? You start it, they finish at home. Are there different ways you can serve the customers you already have?
Okay, maybe to give a brief about the area we are in, it's more like a residential area. So most of the people that will come to her restaurants are people like who are maybe in transit, or people who are working, more like in transit. So people who are working from, very few people who come from their homes to come and buy lunch. So it's mainly people who are in the trading place, like markets, or taxi drivers.
Yeah.
People like
Okay.
that's the kind of clientele.
Okay, so again, can you make things that they can take with them that they can eat later?
Okay. So she says that she also makes fries, and then she also has packs. So for some customers, she can actually pack, and then the customers will buy and as takeaway, and not eating from the restaurants.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. So if you could make packs, I mean, that's a great way to build your business, is to do what you're doing and maybe make so they come and get all their meals for the day and to take away with them.
Okay, so she's saying she only cooks lunch, but she has customers that ask for things like breakfast. People would want to have tea,
Yeah.
but currently she's not preparing food breakfast. She's only doing lunch. So she only does lunch. So, but she's
Yeah.
saying she's got a good number of people who come to ask for things like tea, maybe sandwiches and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
So again, it comes back to listening to your customers. They're telling you what they want. So listen and give them what they are asking for. And that's how you're going to expand the business, is by listening to the customers, asking them questions. They're already telling you what they want. So how can you serve them and give them what they're asking for?
So in other words, market breakfast mpya shimbi era ma revenue stream kanda po paria sokuti yaba breakfast na lunch yaba ni two different ikaingia kwenye your business now. Okay, we can proceed.
Yeah, and maybe even dinner, if they are going to still be traveling. Yeah.
Customers more maybe maybe for example abantu inekona kunyumaira sto twikara kura abantu limbatipapepera pamapa so vamwe varipika makuvaripika unotapa. Okay. So she's actually even she's actually even saying that where her restaurant is, there are a number of drinking places where people, so there are a lot of people who can actually buy dinner, because people club probably the whole night, but before COVID and things like that. So there's that opportunity that is still there, that people, you can actually have more customers for evening meals.
Yeah. And the other thing I was going to say is, are there other businesses that you can partner with that their customers could become your customers? So you have somewhat of a partnership with them so that they can talk about, oh, did you know that you can go here and get lunch or get breakfast?
Okay, we can proceed.
Okay. Well, I mean, you're talking about the bars. Do the bars serve food?
No, the bars don't sell food.
So there could be a partnership there, that somebody who is at the bar would want something to eat. How can you partner with the bar so that they can offer your food, your meals?
So papa to maybe to showcase even more to. Yeah, it's a great idea. And yeah, it's a great idea.
Yeah.
I'm just telling her to ease there. What kind of that she's a sales lady? You should be free when talking to people.
I know it's difficult. I know it's uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah.
But think about why you're doing it and how you are helping people with what you have for sale. They need what you have. And they need to know that you have it, so that you are solving a problem for them. But they have to know that you exist. They're looking for a solution and you have it. So be confident to let them know that you have this solution to their problem. I know it's uncomfortable.
Okay, she's making a comment on the issue that you mentioned earlier regarding the type of customers. Yeah, so she was just saying that we also have, she's in actually in agreement with you that she also has customers that come to negotiate. So when she sees such kind of customers, she'll just run away. So that, because in most cases, these are people that she knows. So when they come, they want discounts and things like that. So she'll just run away and then maybe let those customers speak to someone who they're not familiar with. So she was just in agreement with you.
Okay.
No, she's just speaking. It's in continuation with the same comment that I made earlier about choosing customers, where you're going to choose a customer. Look, I don't like customers that are going to ask me for discounts because they're going to make me go into a loss. That's what she's just talking about. So usually, because sometimes saying no to customers, some customers might look at you as being rude. So in most cases, you just leave and then let the other person they're not familiar with handle it because they won't ask for discounts and things like that.
Yeah, I was going to say that too. Sometimes you have to say no because you can't afford it for the health of the business. You have to say no to some things, and that is part of finding success, is knowing what to say no to as much as what to say yes to.
Yes,
it's just as important to create those boundaries that you not to be inflexible. You still want to be flexible and serve what your customers want within the boundaries that you can still be profitable.
Yeah.
It's okay to say no. That gives you more flexibility, more power to say yes to the people who want what you do have to offer, what you do want to offer. Yes.
Good stuff. So much. I mean, I just love just that authentic conversation, and I could tell right there that she really gained some insight from just hearing the truth of that. Just hearing the truth of that. So
it's difficult.
Really,
I get it.
Really, truly grateful for you, Lori, and over to you for any closing comments.
Yeah, I just want to share my three or five, how about five most important keys to success. And I already touched on some of them, is having that support of your peers, your entrepreneurial peers, because sometimes your family and your friends don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
So having your professional, your peers like you do in this group. And then on top of that, building that network. Yeah, being persistent, because things are going to go wrong. That's part of business. Understanding. Yeah, when you encounter issues like I did with my partner passing away, that's part of the process of building a business.
So it's we can proceed.
Yeah, the So that ongoing personal development is so important. That's one of the most important parts of being an entrepreneur, is always developing yourself. That contributes to building your business. And then the
And then-
last, go ahead. Go
And
ahead.
then the business, it has a very, very important to cross and the thing. If you to issue the telephone and available to issue, just I think it's a lesson. Mama ni msweti and the child was important sana kwa somebody they feel to fimo vya kuskuru fimo fine to ikeni fine fimo to somebody kuli wa business man na business woman kwa yaba names.
Yeah, and my last point, the fifth point, is ask for help when you need it. You don't have to do this alone.
Ero ngakaba problem simwe pusha ngafilishen komwe bantu yekuwa mweka because ngidini kutolerwa nechintu chonuno venaishwa na answer so kutukipusha toka guys nene kwata kwa watu wa msango ikinga kucheniko. We can proceed.
Yeah, that's all I have.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Hi.
Thank you very, very much.
Hi.
Chip, I know that we probably have more questions. Unfortunately, we didn't budget for all that, but we're going to have speakers throughout the week. I think you're just so popular, Lori. So thank you for your interest in asking another question. Please save it for tomorrow. And if you really do want to ask it for Lori, we'll take it down, send it to Mr. Chisase. He'll send it to me on a chat and we'll get it over to you. But
yeah, I'm happy to answer more questions if you want to send them that way.
By the way, for everyone, we're hoping to launch this as some one-on-one time too. And Lori,
sure,
we're gonna probably tap you for that if you're open for it.
Of course.
There's gonna be lots more mentorship, everyone. So don't think you got to get it all in here. So with that, let me just kind of publicly thank you, Lori.
You're welcome.
And this has been truly amazing. And I think we're only going to continue to see these entrepreneurs grow. Come back if you have time for our boot camp on Friday or our graduation. Otherwise, I'm sure you're going to be able to really plug in. And I've taken some notes on who might be a good match for you to keep pouring in. So thanks again, everyone there. And we will see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you
Bye.
again,
Thank you,
Lori.
Lori.
Bye. You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye.